नमस्कार सभी का स्वागत है आपका मेरे YouTube चैनल पे। टुडे माय टॉपिक इज़ ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन। इट इज़ फ्रॉम द सब्जेक्ट इकोनॉमिक्स। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक in the economic subject. Even the students from class, if they are from ICSE, it is helpful to them from class 9th and 10th onwards, and for 11 12 of course it is important. So agriculture, why it is important? See, because India has chosen agriculture as its prime moving force, which I have discussed in my earlier videos, okay, in my evaluation of India's economy. So do you know that India holds second position in the production of wheat and rice, second largest producer of wheat and rice in the world, right? It's amazing. And if you have studied history, so Indus Valley civilization, during that Indus Valley civilization, India could produce only two crops, rice and cotton. But nowadays, with the modernizations and the adoption of new techniques, different types of crops, food crops, cash crops, India is producing. So green revolution. So green revolution, very basic meaning of green revolution, it is just the using of advanced techniques to increase the production of food grains 10 times. This is green revolution, adoption of new techniques for the production purpose, and that production actually it increases the crops production by 10 times. Take it an example. Green revolution comes with such highly advanced or highly yield variety seeds that produces that enables the production of crops to be increased by 10 times, 20 times. So this is what about the green revolution. Let's have a quick insight into this introduction. So in the early 1960s, we're talking about the year 1960s, a new technique of production became popular. This new technique is called green revolution. What is the specialty of this new technique? It increases the production of food grains 10 times. I mean, in the same plot of land, it could produce production, it could produce the wheat, it could produce rice, because these high yielding variety seeds were initially used for production of wheat and rice. Okay, so it increases the production many folds. It had been used first for the wheat and by the next decade for the rice, and it brought revolution by boosting food production by more than 250%. As you can see here, how much? It's for 250%. 250 is too much, right? So as you can see here, 250%. Then Norman Borlaug is the father of green revolution. Norman Borlaug, right, is the father of green revolutions. And India, who is the father of green revolution? It is M.S. Swaminathan. What is the full form? Here, as you can read here, Mankombu Sambashivan Swaminathan. It is also important from your general knowledge point of view. So green revolution, in short, it introduced in the early 1960s. It used for the production of two crops, wheat, initially for the wheat, and by the next decade it is used for rice, and it has increased the food production by 250%. That's a revolution. That's something amazing. And who is the father of green revolution? It's Norman Borlaug, and in India it is Swaminathan, M.S. Swaminathan, who is known as the father of green revolution. Then why we needed green revolution? So before green revolution, if I talk about the state of India's agriculture, see, as we are all aware, we had been under colonial rules for more than 200 years, almost 200 years. So Britishers were least bothered about the population of India. They were more focused on flourishing their trade, right? So food security is something important. Food security is important. Food security too, so that people should not die of hunger. So food security, India must become food self-reliant, that they should have food enough so they can feed their population. So food security is first point. Then you see yes a conventional method. Earlier what happened, we used to use outdated or obsolete method of traditional farming. So these obsolete method of farming did not give uh, ample production of food crops. So because of low level of production, we have to move to some advanced technique. Then low irrigation facility, it is also a very important point, because India had been called as a monsoon based. We had a agriculture which is basically monsoon based. If it is a good monsoon, we would expect a good production. But if there is a scanty rainfall, then it will be loss. Famines will be there, food hunger will be there, because not enough food for to feed the population. So low irrigation facility. And then increase in income. With this, before green revolution, the income was not that much. There was very inequality and the income was low. But with the green revolution, I mean, these are some basic problems that we need a technique which can make India food reliant country. We need a technique that brings advancement in the production process. And we need such a technique so that we should not always depend on the monsoon. There should be another way, right? Irrigation is something that helps in the maintaining a proper channel of water. An increase in income, definitely we are doing everything for the income purpose, right? So these are the reason why we needed green revolution. Then what are the components of green revolution? Now, components what form the part of the green revolution, that forms the part of a green revolution. The first one is very important: HYV seeds. So high yielding variety seeds, why they are called high yielding variety? Because they are the best quality seeds. They are also called dwarf seeds. Dwarf means जो छोटे बौने होते हैं, that is dwarf, right? They are also called dwarf seeds. So the scientists like Mr. Borlaug, what they did, they invented such a seed that could produce in the same piece of land huge quantity of food productions can be done. Say for as in the earlier slides I have introduced to you that production boosted by 250%. So Mr. Borlaug invented such a seeds that could boost the production 200 times, 250 times. Then chemical fertilizers. Here chemical fertilizers are used to boost the production purposes, because high yielding variety seeds to give it support to the HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers needed. Then comes the irrigation, because HYV seeds are such seeds which needed continuous flow of water. I mean, the abundance of water should be there. So proper irrigation means to give a proper channeling of water to the crop. So it should not go, there should be a proper flow of water, there should be proper availability of water in order to have a good production. One more thing, to have a good production, you need a control on the water supply. Your production area should be such that it should not be flooded. It should be free of flood area. It should have such a proper irrigation so that whenever we are sowing the seeds, it must be flowed with the proper quantity of water, which supports it to give a good growth. Then chemical fertilizers, chemical pesticides and germicides. So pesticides and germicides are basically the killer of the insects, those insects who destroy the crops. So chemical pesticides and germicides are required, because HYV seeds have been produced in foreign countries, not in India, na. So those seeds had to be acclimatized or adjust with the climatic environment of India. So for that, chemical pesticides and germicides have been used. These actually help to kill all the insects, right? So they should not destroy the food crops. And lastly, it is credit, storage and marketing, distribution. So credit, because these HYV seeds were costly, so farmers must needed easy availability of credit for them. Then storage. See, green revolution was basically focused in Haryana and Punjab side area. So their HYV seeds were supplied abundantly, but we need to store it so that we can distribute it across the country. So their storage is required. Then marketing and distribution, whatever the rice are being produced in that particular area, those has to be distributed in other regional states, right? So their marketing and distribution is also required. So these are the components of green revolution, where high yielding variety seeds which needed chemical fertilizers, along with it proper flow of water, continuous flow of water should be there. Chemical pesticides are used to kill the insects so that they should not destroy the crops. And then lastly, farmer must be able to avail the HYV seeds easily with the easy loan provided to them by the banks or financial institutions. Then storage should be there so that these seeds can be distributed to other parts of the country, other states of the country. And this marketing distribution, when the produce is already or all set to be distributed, like if the rice is, say for rice is kept in the warehouse, now the rice has to be distributed in Maharashtra or in like our state Chhattisgarh. Okay, so for the distribution and for the marketing purposes, distribution and marketing purposes of rice and whatever the production has been made. Then the lastly, what was the impact of green revolution? So impact, as you can see, basically there are two I have classified into two major bullet points: socio-economic impact and ecological impact. Very important one. Now socio-economic impact, here see everything has got its two sides, right? Positive and negative. So in the same manner, there will be two sides. I mean, what are the advantage of using HYV seeds and what are the disadvantage of using it? Okay, so if I talk about the socio-economics, so advantages speaks about, yes, it gives enhancement in the food production, right? So it gives a confidence to the farmers, and moreover India became food reliant country. Now India started exporting excess or surplus food production to other countries. So that's a positive point, that it boosted our foreign trade also. But on the other hand, another problem that comes there, the problem is the disparity in the income of farmers. Low incomes, somewhere it is the income is less, some state it is high, so there is a disparity, there is not equal or regular, or you say equality in the income. Then the ecological impact, very important. So ecologically it relates to the environment, right? So basically it's been classified into again three parts, like soil fertility. If I talk about the soil fertility, you see what happened, a repeated use of crop pattern now declines the productivity of land, so here it becomes a problem. Then as I already mentioned, that HYV seeds required a huge amount of water, so it results in falling the water table, the ground level of water started reducing. And lastly, environmental degradation. Why environmental degradation? Because uncontrolled use of chemical fertilizer, pesticides, right? So they started degrading the environment by increasing pollution in land, water and air. So this is all about the green revolution. I hope you understand, and if you have any doubt, you can comment on the, you can do comment and I'll definitely reply and I'll definitely respond on that. Anything you wanted me to add in this video, please do share your opinions with me. Thank you.